All right, hey 46ers, 56ers, just so you know, the month of June is here, woot woot, and we're starting a new series in the book of Proverbs where we're talking about wisdom. How do we be people who are wise? Now, wisdom isn't just about the stuff we know. It isn't just about the stuff we knew. Wisdom is actually putting into action the knowledge that we have. It's living with skill. And so we're starting this new series and we're pretty pumped about it, but to just get us thinking about Proverbs and thinking about some different things, I got a little game for us, okay? So what this game is you have to tell me whether or not this slogan on the billboard is from the book of Proverbs, was written, most people think Proverbs was written by Solomon, so the game is called Slogan or Solomon. You got to tell me who it is, which it is. And now, what we're playing for today is you're probably wondering, like, man, it's June already. What is the prize? Well, let me tell you what the prize is. There isn't any. I'm getting rid of prizes because no one ever responds and texts me. You know, I never get any text that someone has won the prize. So I tell you what, you don't even need to win this game. If you just text me, just send me a text and maybe I'll give you a prize. I kind of get lonely. I'm not going to give you what my number is. You'll have to watch previous episodes because it's in there all over the place. And then maybe you get a prize. But just play the game. If you're at church, how you're going to do it is if you think it's, if you're at home or at church, you're going to do it this way. If you think it's a Solomon, if this is a proverb, you're going to just stand up. If you just think it's just a slogan for somewhere random, you're just going to put your hand out while you're sitting on the slogan. That's not true. Okay, let's hit the game. Okay, question 1 is this. The more you get, the less you are. Is that a slogan or is that from the book of Proverbs? Take your guess. Go. Boom. If you got Proverbs 1:19, you get 2 points. Otherwise, you just get one point. Maybe you're 1 for 1. Here we go. Hit it. That is from Proverbs. Okay, the next one is the right word at the right time. Beautiful. Love me a good right word at the right time. Beautiful. I don't know what translation this is, but this is also from the book of Proverbs. If you guess Proverbs for both, you are correct, and you are that much closer to winning a prize. Well, there's no prize. Anyone can get a prize. They just text me. Anyways, last one. Between love and madness lies obsession. I don't even know what that means. But do you think that's Proverbs or a slogan? You tell us. What do you think? What do you got? This is actually Calvin Klein. Love me some good jeans. Maybe you're 3 for 3. Okay, question number 4. Now stand up if you think it's a proverb. Sit down if you don't. Keep your eyes straight ahead. Proverbs, slogan, Proverbs, slogan, Proverbs, slogan, slogan, Proverbs, Proverbs. Okay, we got 4 Proverbs, so 3 Proverbs. This is the last question. Let's see how good you are at this wisdom thing. We're getting started. Beauty outside, beast inside. Oh, sorry. Beauty outside, beast inside. Yeah, that's a proverb. I don't even know what that would be. That is not a proverb. That's from Apple. Okay, maybe you're 5 for 5 today. Doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter if you're 5 for 5, 4 for 3, 4, whatever it is. Maybe you should just text me. You get a prize. Yeah, okay. Anyhow, we hope you really enjoy this new series that we're talking about wisdom, and we're going to hang out with our friends from the Loop as we journey through Proverbs, and we got some great stuff for us to be thinking of how to live well. So you want to check it out. All right, later.
Oh, 56ers. I have a decision to make, and I don't know what to do. And the day is just getting closer and closer and closer. And I need somebody to just make the decision for me, to tell me, this is the right thing. Pastor Julie, do it. And I would do it. But no one's going to tell me that. I have to decide. Sometimes there's stories in the Bible like David and Goliath, or, stories about Jesus, and they're such great stories, but they're not talking about the thing I need to figure out right now. Don't you wish there was just a whole book in the Bible on wisdom, on how to make good choices? What, you mean there is? We're going to talk about that this month? Oh, that is great news. Okay, 56ers. I'm going to sit back and we're going to watch this video together, and hopefully God can speak to me about the decisions that I need to make, and maybe the decisions you need to make too.
There are 3 books in the Bible that have come to be called the wisdom literature: Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and Job.
And all of these books are addressing the same set of questions. What kind of world are we living in? And what does it look like to live well in this world?
So, how to be good at life.
Yeah. So each of these books tackles these questions from a unique perspective, and it's important to understand all of them to get a fully biblical perspective on the good life. So as a thought experiment, you could actually imagine each of these books as a person. So Proverbs would be like this brilliant young teacher, and Ecclesiastes the sharp middle-aged critic, and Job would be this weathered old man who's seen a lot in his day.
We're going to start by meeting the book of Proverbs. So what makes her so smart?
Well, Proverbs can see things that most people don't see. She believes that there's an invisible creative force in the universe that can guide people in how they should live. And you can't see it, just like you can't see gravity, but it affects everything that we do.
So what's this force?
Well, in Hebrew, it's called chokhmah, and it usually gets translated into English as wisdom. It's an attribute of God that God used to create the world. And chokhmah has been woven into the fabric of things and how they work. So wherever people are making good or just or wise decisions, they're tapping into chokhmah.
And whenever someone's making a bad decision, they're working against chokhmah.
Right, or as it says in Proverbs chapter 1, the waywardness of fools will destroy them, but the one who listens to wisdom lives in security.
So it's like a moral law of the universe.
Yeah, it's a cause-effect pattern, and no one can escape it. And Proverbs personifies all of this as a woman.
Yeah, Lady Wisdom.
Right, and she roams around the earth, calling out, making herself available to anyone who's willing to listen to her and to learn. Which leads to the second thing Proverbs believes, that anyone can access and interact with wisdom and use it to make a beautiful life for yourself or for others.
You can create with it like a designer.
Yes, in fact, chokhmah in Hebrew isn't simply intellectual knowledge. The word is also used to describe a skilled artisan who excels at their craft, like woodworking or stonemasonry. So you show you possess chokhmah when you put it to work and develop the skill of making a good life.
Okay, that makes sense. So let's do this. Let's go find some wisdom.
But before you do, Proverbs has one more really important thing to consider. Chokhmah isn't some impersonal force. It's an attribute of God himself. And so in Hebrew thought, your journey to becoming wise has to begin with what Proverbs calls the fear of the Lord. It's this healthy respect for God's definition of good and evil. And true wisdom means learning those boundary lines and not crossing them.
Now, all those ideas you just unpacked are in chapters 1 through 9 in Proverbs. But when I think of the book of Proverbs, I think of the collection of sayings, the Proverbs themselves. Tell me about those.
Yeah, those are what you find in chapters 10 on to the end of the book. It's a collection of hundreds and hundreds of proverbs about any and all aspects of life. And chokhmah gets applied to them, resulting in this wise guidance to help you find a path towards success, and no matter what you do.
If I design my life with these sayings, life is going to be good.
Yeah, or as Proverbs puts it, it'll give health to your bones, prosperity, a long, rich life.
Which is a really big claim.
But you can see how it's often the case. Wise people, they tend to do better. Things usually work out well for them in life. And so that is the promise and the wisdom of the book of Proverbs.
I love how they say anybody...
For wisdom will enter your heart, and knowledge will fill you with joy. For wisdom will enter your heart, and knowledge will fill you with joy, 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 joy. Wise choices, wise choices, wise choices will watch over you. Wise choices, wise choices, wise choices will watch over you.
For wisdom will enter your heart, and knowledge will fill you with joy. Wise choices will watch over you. Understanding will keep you safe.
For wisdom will enter your heart, and knowledge will fill you with joy. For wisdom will enter your heart, and knowledge will fill you with joy. Wise choices.
Whoa, who are you?
I'm the internet, but you can call me Webbles.
Well, nice to meet you, Webbles.
Oh, thanks. Good to meet you too, Josh. What can I help you with?
Webbles, I'm looking for things on wisdom.
Yeah, the side effects of losing your wisdom teeth. I can help you with that. There's like 6 videos back here. What can I...
Keep scrolling. I want to learn about wisdom.
Oh, yeah, sure. Cats can't taste sweet, and Hawaiian pizza was invented in 1962. NBA players run as much as 4 miles during a game.
No, I want to learn more about wisdom and how to make the right choices.
Oh, well, let's see. We can go to your Aunt Susie's Facebook page. She's got a lot of opinions there. We can go to Etsy. There's some cross-stitch wisdom. Eat, pray, love. We can go to the book of Proverbs. It's written by the wisest man in the world.
The book of Proverbs?
Yeah.
Well, tell me more about that.
Well, let's see. It was written by King Solomon. What else do you want to know?
Now, King Solomon, he's the one who asked God for wisdom, right?
Yeah. Famous story. God said, I'll give you one thing, and King Solomon asked for wisdom.
Wow, and so what does the book of Proverbs say about making the right choices?
Well, let's see, it says a lot. Let's cram through. Proverbs 3:6 says, seek his will in all you do, and he will show you which path to take.
Seek his will.
Seek whose will? What are we talking about?
I think you're talking about God's will.
God's will or Kanye's will? Because he has a lot of opinions too, you know.
No, not Kanye, because you were saying that Proverbs is the book of wisdom. It's not advice, it's wisdom that we can use in our lives. So what you're saying is that the book of Proverbs that talks all about wisdom tells me that my wisdom doesn't come from earthly knowledge, that it comes from God.
Yeah, well,
so if I'm wanting to make the right choices, I just need to seek God's will. I need to seek him out.
Yeah, but the Bible won't tell you that roller coasters can help you pass kidney stones.
No, but what the Bible will tell me is that wisdom doesn't come from a magic 8-ball, or it doesn't come from famous celebrities' tweets or anything like that. It comes from God. So if I want to make the right choices in life, I don't need to trust on myself. I need to trust in God and follow his will and seek out what he has to say about making that choice.
That would be the wisest
Webbles,
choice.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You've helped so much.
Definitely.
Have a great day.
Oh, yeah, sure. You want to scroll through Instagram some? I got some great videos. Where'd my desktop background go?
Hey guys, Pastor Josh here. I am the associate pastor of student ministries here at Crossroads Church. If you're going into grade 7, I might get the opportunity to meet you this summer, which I'm super excited about. If you haven't met me yet, it might be also because we only moved here at the end of August of last year. And me and my wife, we came all the way from Victoria, British Columbia. And my wife's name is Rebecca, and we had something really big happen already since living here in Red Deer, is that we had our first child, and his name is Ezra. And he is 3 months old, and I hope you get to meet him at some point. One other cool fact about me is that I love ice hockey. Funny enough, I've actually haven't had that much chance to play ice hockey. I think I've only played it twice, but I really love watching it. My favorite team, you might have guessed already, is the Vancouver Canucks. It might be because I was born just outside of Vancouver. So you might choose, which is fine because you might be booing right now. You're like, boo, Canucks. That's okay. You might choose to cheer for a different hockey team, maybe the Calgary Flames or the Oilers, or maybe a totally different team. But it goes to show that we make decisions every day, don't we? Some small, like choosing a sports team, or, maybe what are we going to have in the morning for breakfast, like granola bar, maybe cereal, maybe something else, maybe eggs. Or maybe we're making a big decision, like moving across the country, or getting married. That's a lifelong commitment that people make. Another people that make big decisions every day are our leaders, the people leading our country. And even though we're not making those big decisions, sometimes I'm glad, it doesn't mean that the decisions that we make, no matter small or big, don't matter. They really do matter. They really do. And maybe we all make our decisions a little bit differently, don't we? Some people are kind of like flip a coin, kind of random, or maybe you're the eeny, meeny, miny, mo type of people, or maybe you ask friends and family. We all have our go-tos. But I wonder, what does the Bible have to say about making decisions? How about we look here in James 1 verse 5. James 1 verse 5 says, "If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you." Wow, that's awesome. So if we ask God for wisdom, for advice, it says that he will give it to us. Sometimes we think we can just make any decision and it doesn't matter, and then maybe God will just wave a fairy wand and make it wise, but I don't think it works that way. We need to ask God for the inside scoop because he is the source of wisdom. Thanks guys, and hope you have a great rest of your day.
Hey, grades 4 to 6s, you know what? Sounds like I need to be spending some time in the book of Proverbs. And maybe some of you would accept a challenge. We want to challenge you this month to spend some time in the book of Proverbs along with us. So every single day, we want you to read one chapter, just one chapter, and take a few minutes to ask God what he might say to you from those verses. Might just be one little verse or one little thought, but ask him if there's anything he would like to speak to you. Because really, that's how God helps shape us. He talks to us in his word. So, are you willing to do some listening this month and allow God to speak to you about the choices in your life? Let me pray for you. God, thank you so much that you do speak to us, and that when we have decisions we need to make, you promise that you'll give us wisdom. So for each one of these grades 4 to 6 kids watching, would you give them wisdom when they ask you? In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.